As I was thinking about what we are doing, it really is an opportunity for people to connect with their beingness. We are not conscious of the compartmentalization. We just say, this is who I am, right? Who you are is different depending on the environment that you find yourself in or the people that you find yourself connected with. So I hold myself out as an example. At 71 years old, it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey to self-acceptance. And I think it may be that way for many of us, that we look at the pieces of ourselves and decide, I can show that. No, I can't show that. Is there a danger? How deep is the danger if I show you all of me? Oh, I can show these people this part of me, and these people this part of me, and these people this part of me. And then the question is, how long before you get tired of just compartmentalizing your beingness?
Welcome to the late night happy hour with Carrie
Hey,
Irene and
y'all.
DrSue.
Hey, hey.
How you doing, DrSue?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be back. I
I
get ready.
know it's been 2 weeks.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes,
been
yes.
way too long. So if you come
Yeah.
into the room, as you come in, please let us know you're here. Say hello. We'll say hello back. And let us know where you're tuning in from. We never really know. I know where everybody's tuning in from, but it may be somebody that's in your hometown that may, be a connection, somewhere you can network with. So put where you're coming from, and we're gonna be talking about some good stuff tonight. And as always, we just get on here every Friday night, and whatever comes up,
Comes out, y'all. Comes
that's
out.
right. Because Dr. Sue tell all her business.
And
And
some of
mine,
Carrie's too.
she just be telling everybody business up in here. Let's see what we got in the comments. What? That's Keisha Yearby. I don't even gotta look. What's going on, Keisha? Keisha tuned in from Virginia. Good to have you in the room. I look forward to everybody popping in and out throughout the night. Share this out, tag some people. Let them know when we online. We talk about some good stuff. We're gonna be talking about a lot of energetic principles tonight, and just whatever comes up, comes up. So, Dr. Sue, how's your day been?
Um, it's been well. Let me just ponder on that before I so quickly.
Well,
Sometimes people ask us questions like that, and two thoughts run through my mind. First of all, do you really want to know? Right? And second of all, before I answer, let me think about this, because the quick response typically is, "Oh, it's been good. It's been all right,"
yep,
or
yep,
to the negative. Well, and then you go off into that negative energy.
yeah.
But so let me think about it, and
Wait a minute.
I've had a great day. I've had a great day. And
Good.
I'm so excited to be back because,
It is.
I was sick with that COVID thing, and I learned a few things about it. So maybe at some point in the conversation, the appropriate time will come up and we'll talk about that. But I'm just excited to be back. I always miss the people and miss you when we don't come on. So I'm
Yeah.
happy, happy,
Me too.
happy.
Me too. Well, good, good. Yeah, it's been a good day. It's been a really good day. I'm always really happy when I have a productive day, because it doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter if anything goes wrong. If I have a productive day, it's always a good day for me. But today I didn't really do a lot. And once I realized that I was feeling good and I was having a good day, I just sat in that for a while today.
Yeah.
And I just kept reiterating the fact that I was having a good day. I was having a good day because, you know, a lot of times when people text you, whatnot, and, you know, just regular conversation, you'll let them know, oh, my goodness, girl, you ain't gonna believe this. Or, oh, my God, you ain't gonna guess who called me today. Or, you ain't gonna believe who I saw. But today I was texting Monique while she was at work, and I was like, I just want to share that I'm having a really good day. Nothing's happening. Nothing extraordinary happened. I didn't get good news. I didn't get no lump sum of money. I didn't, you know, it was just a good day. The sun was bright. I went outside. I just sat on the back steps and just literally did like this. Just let the sun just penetrate my skin. And it felt so good. Felt really good. How's everybody else's day? Keisha, how was your day today? What did you do today? So, Dr. Sue, you know, we always come on here and we kind of refer back to things that's happened in our week or things that just came up in our minds. Anything in particular come up for you these last
Yeah,
couple of weeks?
actually, well, first of all, let me say about the good day thing. Um, I had a good day, and it was much akin to your day, right? Um, I did get some things accomplished in terms of just preparation for my courses, but it was nothing big and spectacular. I think probably the thing that I was most excited about and most anxious to do is go and sit on the porch, y'all.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got to sit on the porch for the first time in 2 weeks, maybe a little longer, and I got to play my flute.
Mm.
Now it was cold. I was bundled up like the snow woman. Let me just tell you what I had on so you can just get this mental, right?
What you
So
have on?
so I had on one of those uh thermal, it's a thin, but it's a thermal sweatshirt, a thermal shirt. Then I had like a thick power sweater. Then I then I had my I'll be laughing at me. So then I had my sweatshirt on top of that, and then I had my coat with one of those other little coats on top of that with my hood, right? But
You
under
wasn't
my
a snowman. You was an abominable snowman.
hood, I had my skull cap, right? And then I'm giving y'all something fun to laugh about. Y'all can laugh about me all you want to. I'm okay with that. So that's just the top part of what I
I
had.
bet. Look. I bet you had the strings like this.
Yep. Now the bottom part, I had my pajama bottoms. They're long. And then I had another pair. I had a pair of sweats on top of those. But on top of that, I had a pair. I have these wool pants. They're pajamas, but I only bring them out when it's really really cold. So I broke
So it's
them out.
cold today. Hey,
I'm sitting on the porch and I'm like this, but I'm playing my flute and I was so happy. It was just I was looking at the birds flying around and just having a phenomenal time. Just being, just
yeah,
being.
yeah,
Feels so good.
yeah. It does feel good when you just be, just slow down, just slow down, and just be. Don't even worry about nothing. You put your phone away, free up your hands, do something creative. You know, that's
Ah,
one of the things that I've learned. Anytime I start feeling anxious, or anytime I start feeling rush or anything, I free up my hands. I
mhm.
always got something in my hands, whether it's the mouse, whether it's my phone, whether it's a pen writing. I just free up my hands and I just, massage my hands. I don't do anything with my hands, but I try not to put anything into my hands. What's up, Joy?
Hey,
But
Joy.
sometimes you just have to pump your brakes and just slow down and just be. And that's when, like, the thoughts start to come, and you think about people maybe you hadn't talked to in a while. You'll give them a call or
I
shoot them a
did that.
text. Yeah, yeah, same. And there was someone I thought about today. I haven't reached out to her yet, but she's also in California, and I'm gonna message her when I get off here. But that's when we allow those things that have been waiting their turn and
Yeah.
get a chance to finally come up when you just take a minute. You know?
So
So
what's
yeah,
coming up for me today?
yeah,
Um, we had our meeting last night,
Yeah.
And the energy felt so good in that meeting. It
Didn't
just
it?
felt so connected. And the people felt it just, you could feel their love, their connectedness, their compassion. And so that's what I took away. That was a big thing that I took away from the meeting, right? And so today, as I'm thinking about, well, what are we going to talk about? I don't have anything to talk about. And friendship. I want to talk about
Oh
friendship.
yeah.
I want to talk about, friendship is a sacred thing. It is when
Truly.
two spirits are, the Bible says, equally yoked.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say when you are in vibrational alignment. And oftentimes when we talk about friendship, it's easy to think about the negative relationships that we've had, or the relationships that had some negative aspect to them. I look at those things. Now, honestly, I have grown to this. I look at those occurrences that were not the happiest as being perhaps the biggest in terms of the growth that they produce within me. And so as we're
Mm.
talking about friendship today, I start from the position that in order to have a great friendship, you've got to learn how to be a great friend. And in transparency, I'll say, I haven't always been that. Now, also, I'll say, I thought I was, but
Right.
here's what I learned from my last friendship that ended after about 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
It ended, I don't really know why it ended, but this is what I took away for me. Sometimes we have thoughts in our head about what being a good friend is, and we're being that.
Yeah.
We're being that. Um, but it's just like in any other relationship, what we might be producing or putting out, or how the energy that we may be bringing to the relationship. And energy is everything. So I'm not just talking about the physical energy. What we're bringing to the relationship may not be what that person needs. So, or even what they want. So, as we talk about friendship, I want to talk about not only what it takes to be a good friend for me or for you to be a good friend, but what it takes for the friend to be a good friend. Because is it your friend's responsibility to read your mind? Is it
Absolutely
your
not.
friend's responsibility to know? You can feel the energy, when you can know when something's not right, but is it your friend's responsibility to go on it's like an archaeological dig trying to find out, well, what is wrong? Why is it wrong? Tell me what's going on, and yet not getting any responses other than, it's okay, I'm okay, we're okay.
It's
That's the
okay.
foundation.
I'm
Let's talk
okay.
about
We're
friendship,
okay.
because friendship is sacred. And one of the things that I learned is, friends, we meet a lot of people in life, none by accident. All of those people come into our lives, and we come into theirs because it is predestined. We're supposed to connect with the people that we connect with, but not every person that comes in is friend, and not every person that we call friend is friend. So
Mm.
I'm curious, when you think about friendship, or when you think about a friend, what do you think, two levels? What do you think you are as a friend? What traits, characteristics, whatever do you
Mm.
bring to the relationship, and what is it that you expect of the other person? And should you
Well,
have any expectations
yeah.
at all?
That's the part. I don't think it's a negative thing to have expectations. And let me preface this, and not that I have to, but I want to. When we enter into these conversations, these are completely and totally our opinions. You can have your own, and we want to hear your opinion too as we talk. Please be in the comments. Please be active in the comments. Anything that you hear that we say may be something that you like or something that you don't like. That's cool too, because you may open up a different perspective for us to consider. So please be in the comments. And I'm pretty sure this was Ray Mail. So hey, Ray Mail. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. And then Tamika, what's going on, Tamika? But yes, you have to learn to be a great friend indeed. So by prefacing that and me saying, to me, I never want to put me or my friend on any type of hook. Because number one, there's going to be some times where you can be the best friend to me by not talking to me for a while. Because you know that you're going through something that takes some solitude and it's going to take some time for you to get through. Because I know for me, I was quiet for a minute. I was quiet for a minute when my last breakup, I was a little bit bitter. I was hurt. I was confused. I was pissed off. I was sad. I was a lot of things. But I didn't want to be that to anyone else. But I knew those were emotions and things that I needed to work through for myself. I couldn't. I've been through too much energetic growth and understanding and knowledge about what that meant that I couldn't not feel it and not act out a little bit
Yeah.
because I knew that I could be in my seat of consciousness and awareness and allow myself to have little slight temper tantrums without becoming the tantrum, without becoming the negative energy. But I had to release some things in order to take care of myself. So that goes back to my very first coach's subscription was called BFF coaching. And it was very successful, but of course it phased out because I started to expand, I started to do other things. But the whole premise was not being a best friend, but be your best friend first. So it's capital BFF because it's two B's. Be your best friend first. Because if you can do that, you can allow other people grace when you realize that they're not being the best friend that they can be to you. Because that ain't got nothing to do with you. That has nothing to do with you. And stop putting people on a hook because as soon as you put them on that hook, guess who else is hanging on it? You are. Because now
That's
you
good.
have made yourself responsible for them to hold up that part of the bargain that you created. And that's not fair to you nor them because you don't know what they're going through. And not to mention, a lot of times we think, nah, they just messed up, man. They just mean, they selfish, they that. Okay. Well, you know what selfish people are supposed to do? They're supposed to be selfish. You know what haters are supposed to do?
They're
They're
supposed
supposed to
to.
hate. But we have to allow the haters to be haters and still love them. You can love them up close because I know there's some people that I know hate on me and they call themselves my friend. But as long as I know and I know who I am, I can allow people as much rope as they need because I ain't in control of the rope. They are. And I am going to stay steady in who I am and expand at my own pace, love whenever I want to, whether it's up close or from a distance, because I don't want to be on the hook. I want to let everyone that is in my life off the hook because that's one of my main principles in ATBA. And as we're building ATBA, the nonprofit and the business, I want people to show up and do what they love to do, not what I assigned them to do. Because I don't want to have to keep up with what you said you were going to do because I asked you to do it. If we're friends, it's because it's a mutual understanding of you're going to be you and I'm going to be me. And wherever that meets, that's where that meets. But if you're being you and I'm being me and it don't meet, I'm cool with that too. I'm completely cool with that too. And I would never hold it against you because I know that there may be some people out there right now that think that maybe I'm shady. They might think that, I don't talk to them enough. They may think I don't call them enough. But if I know for a fact that I've put in the work for me and I know I'm doing what's best for me, and if that's being silent or being a little distant, it doesn't have anything to do with anyone else. I'm protecting my peace because especially when you're going through something, a lot, the saying, bleeding on people who didn't cut you. I don't want to do
I didn't know
that.
that saying.
Yeah. And I don't want to do that. But sometimes we have to take that time for ourselves. And I really do think it starts with being your own best friend first so that you can present your best self to everybody you come in contact with.
Well, that's such a grown up position. It is. And
Look, here she go, y'all.
the question that I have is, it's like, were you born that way?
Oh,
Did
hell
you
no.
learn how to be
Hell
that
no.
way? Talk about your process, because I've been through some stuff, y'all. And some stuff, the way I went through it, I am embarrassed today to even say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold that tight. But I just tell
Yeah.
you, I went through some friendships that I know I wasn't a good friend, but I thought that I was being a good friend.
Yeah.
And when the friendship ended, it was like, well, what the hell happened? What happened? I didn't see it coming. And I even had one person say to me, you should have seen it coming. It's like, what the fuck? What did I miss?
Yeah.
What did I
Yeah.
miss?
Yeah, yeah. Tamika says, that's exactly what I do. I allow a person to be them just to see what that looks like. Yep, because sometimes you gotta observe something, you gotta peep game. And they show their hand every time, and I completely remove myself without explanation. And you don't even owe me explanation. And you're right, Dr. Sue, I wasn't always that way, but yeah, that is who I am now. But also, I had a very different, I believe, I had we all have unique experiences, but I just haven't come in contact with many people who even come close to the experience that I had and cultivated of being a friend when I was younger. Because number one, I've never really been quote unquote alone my whole life because we had a big family. It's my mom, my dad, they were together until my dad passed away. So I never knew no separate home or nothing like that. I had two older brothers that were 10 years older than me, and me and my sister were 2 years and 2 days apart. I had plenty of friends. My sister had plenty of friends. My brother had plenty of friends. We were the last house on the dead end road. There were always people down there. All the kids came to our house because you could play freely in the road because you don't have to worry about traffic, all those things. So I always had people around me, friends around me, all these things. But when I started to grow up, I realized that even though I had a lot of people around me, I still felt alone.
Mm-hmm.
So then I wanted to create what I grew up with. So I started to try to do things that please people. I tried to say things that please people. I tried to, feel all the voice that they needed. If they needed someone to talk to, I was the epitome of a friend to the point that it make you sick. You know what I mean? And so everybody out in high school, my superlative, most dependable, because everybody knew if you needed somebody, I was the one. It was me. And so it was just this embedded thing inside of me to always gather the people, always gather the people. I always wanted to be the contact. I wanted to be the central contact for everyone who needed anything at all or anyone at all. Like, how you have cliques in high school? The quote unquote nerds, the band kids, the choir kids, the sport kids, the drama kids, the tech kids, the what do you call them? The outsiders. That's not the word that I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. The ones that wear the chains and all the black
Yeah, 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 yeah.
emo kids. I was friends with them all. And I'm still friends with them all. Everybody from high school. There ain't nobody that I can think of that would be like, "Ooh, I remember her in high school." They ain't gonna say that about me because I made sure that I kept this cloak about me that invited everybody in and made them comfortable because I was so uncomfortable being by myself. I was so uncomfortable because I didn't know what that was. Even though, like, growing up, I talk about, me being alone all the time because my brothers are 10 years older than me. They didn't want to play with me. My sister was boy crazy, so she wasn't trying to fool with me. And all my friends came down to the house because of the location. It really wasn't about me. And when you start to realize all these things, you try to put it on even thicker, So when I went through my bouts of, when I ain't gonna say bouts, but when I had my, when I was at my lowest of low, and I had decided that it was gonna be better to end my life than it was to live my life or to be myself, that's when I took myself and everybody else off the hook because I was expecting somebody to come and save me the way I had been saving everybody else. But in that moment, I realized it was never my responsibility to save anybody anyway.
Right, right, right.
This life is about me living and being happy. And if what I was creating was a facade for people to enjoy my presence. I was removing the happiness of my own presence for me to enjoy because I was giving it away to everybody else. So when I say I feel like it's most important to be your best friend first, that's why. Because if you get stuck in that rut of always comparing how good of a friend you are, depending on how many people you can get to come to you, you're bringing them to you on a false pretense that you're always going to be that way. Because you're not showing just who you are, the rawness, the realness, and who. And I still have a difficult time with being vulnerable with people. I really do. Like, I mean, I don't think very many people have seen me cry, other than on Facebook Live. Sometimes on Facebook Live, I be crying because I be talking about other people's stuff. I be in my feelings. But like to genuinely cry over my own stuff, nah. It ain't, it really, I'm still, that's something that I still work on. It's just like being vulnerable and asking for help. I don't do that either. I don't ask for help very often. And there's a lot of times that I do need help. But at the same time, I have to be that help for myself. And then I've noticed that when I do that, help just shows up. I don't even have to ask for it. Monique, I don't know where Monique came from. You know what I mean? I honestly, to this day, I still say I have no idea how we actually connected. Because when she connected with me on one of the Facebook Lives that we were in, I'm pretty sure it was you and I. Yeah, it was you and I. We were on the Facebook. She showed up in the comments and she said that I reminded her of her best friend that passed away. And I remember stopping in my tracks and just feeling it. I don't know if it was her friend showing up or what it was, but it just stopped me in my tracks. And I'm like, that's so powerful. That's so amazing. But then I was like, who is this? And we have already been Facebook friends for like 2 years. And I'm like, I know this lady. And we haven't even known each other for a full year, and we're best friends and we're roommates. When you start to admit to yourself what you need starts to show up. That's how being friends happen. That's how being the best friend comes up. Case in point. I used to think, and take this however you want to, everybody in the comments, because y'all know me and you know my love is real. If you were my friend once, you're my friend forever. If I don't talk to you because you fucked me over, you know why, but you know good and damn well I don't love you any less. I ain't gonna fool with you. But case in point is when I was depending on and thought I needed a drink, all of my friends were in the bar.
Yeah.
When I thought I need Jesus or religion, all my friends were in the church. When I thought I needed to exercise, all my friends were at the gym. People will show up to support where you are.
Yeah.
But you determine where you are. So you also determine your friends. Simple as that.
Man, you have said so much. It's like,
sorry.
No. I am so right there with you. And just kind of piggybacking on the last thing you said about people showing up where you are, that puts us into a discussion of the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Who and what are we attracting? And when, excuse me, people many times think about the law of attraction in terms of material things, wealth, abundance. Friendship is a form of abundance, right? It's an aspect of abundance. And so just as we can energetically attract money and wealth and other things, we also attract those people to us who are vibing on the same wavelength. And that is whether we're vibing on a positive up wavelength or a more negative down low wavelength. Wherever we are, that's the level that we're going to be attracting other people at energetically. And I was reading something today about intuition, and the example that the person used is that your brain is like an AM radio. It picks up one station, right? It's not going to give you a lot of whatever it is you're looking for, but if that's the wavelength that you're on, that one station,
but you're going to hear,
right? But intuition is multifaceted, multidimensional. It pulls the energy from inside, from outside. It's bringing in It's like a satellite, a multiple satellites that are pulling in information from everywhere. And so when we're vibrating high and in alignment, we're like the satellites. Our energy is pulling in, and we're pulling in high vibrational people. And so when it comes to friendship, really you can, in order to know, and this is what I had to learn, in order to know the quality of your relationship, you have to look within yourself. What is the quality of yourself? Who
Mm-hmm.
are you? What energetically, how are you vibing? Because however you're vibing, that's what you're bringing. And even if you have a relationship that started out as being quote unquote the perfect relationship, when you get in your stuff, it's like you're under a cloud that infiltrates the relationship and contaminates everything. So whatever you are dealing with,
Mm.
this is why it's a great time to have an awareness and know I need to step back. But you also can't expect your friend to know that, oh, well, she just stepped back. This is where I think there is accountability or responsibility on both sides. Don't expect me to read your mind. Yes, I can read your
Right.
energy. And yes, because of who I am, I can probably pick up on some of what's going on with you. But friendship is a mutual, symbiotic kind of relationship. So talk to me. Talk to me before you go off, or talk to me before you do whatever. And don't get mad if I tell you, y'all, I had a friend that I just said, I need some time. I need some time because I am going through some real deep stuff. And I'm going through some stuff that I don't even know what I'm going through. I just know that I have to be in the space of aloneness right now. So how about people get kind of offended? Y'all, I know that's all broken English all over the place
Hey,
intentionally.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
People get kind of offended because it's like,
Yeah, they do.
oh, well, you going off there, or you got to be by yourself. Oh, well, I ain't heard from you. Come on, give me grace. I'm trying to give me grace. And actually, I'm trying to give you grace too, because I ain't shitting all over you.
Yeah,
You know, I'm
yeah.
keeping it contained. Love me for the fact that I'm loving you enough to say, I don't want to contaminate your life. I love
Way.
you. I respect you. I honor you. I need to have this time so that when I come back, we can vibe again. But right now,
Absolutely.
I'm not where you are. I'm not where you are. And and here's the thing about not being where at that high vibrational level, whatever it is that you're dealing with, you have to go through it. If you didn't have to go through it, you wouldn't be experiencing it. And so you look at it not as a horrible thing. I had to learn this too. Life is lifing. It's not a horrible thing. It's just an experience. And if you can just keep it to, it's just an experience. I'm moving through. I know I'm going through. If I keep breathing, I know I'm going through. And if you need some kind of confirmation, just think back over your life. You've been through some stuff. You've
Mm.
been through some stuff. You kept moving, you kept breathing, and you came out on the other side. Regardless of what you're going through, the cycle, the process is always the same. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. I've been in that space where I thought, hey, I'm done. And I'll tell you, I even had this conversation with God where I said, I'm tired. I'm done. I've been here long enough. I did what I was supposed to. Y'all,
I've been there. I've
this is the
been
way,
there.
this is the relationship that we have, because I believe you brought me here, you know everything about me, and I am totally pissed because I don't understand none of this right now. So why I got to keep going through this? It's like I'm done. But I tell you what happened. The last time I had that little temper tantrum was about 3 years ago, and I was in the hospital. I had just had surgery on my lung, and the respiratory therapist came and took me for my first walk. And as we left my room and we were turning, we only walked maybe 25, 30 steps. And we were turning the corner to go through a set of double doors. And I just had this vision of an old lady that was bent over with a cane. And it was like God was showing me, this will be you if you don't change something, if you don't change who you be, how you be, and how you're showing up, this is you. And in that moment, I was given a choice. You either, we have choice points all the time. We just don't think about that. So I was given a choice. You either keep doing what you're doing or you do something different. Keep doing what you're doing or you do something different. And so I had been fussing at God, and I had said, give me, no. First I said this, God, I'm going to give you one more chance to show me that this life is worth living. Yeah, I don't know what y'all saying out there. I'm just saying this is what I said, right? And y'all can say what y'all say.
You got one more chance.
I'm going to give you one more chance. But then when I saw that old lady, it was like, oh, if I'm going to give you one more chance to show me that life is worth living, I guess I got to do my part. So then I said,
God was like, I'm going to give you one more chance.
So then I said, well, I'm going to give you 1 year. 1 year. If I still feel this way in 1 year, I got control. I got power. I'll just take myself out of here. 1 year later, I'm going, thank you, God, for just knowing that I'm a fool and loving me anyway.
Yeah.
Loving me beyond my foolishness.
Yeah, we have to find. We use this term so loosely, grounding. Grounding is not important because we need to connect to where we came from, or what we've done, or who we've been, or, our childhood, and all these things. Grounding is important because it connects us to our power in the now, to know that we have always been and we always will be choosing and creating our lives in every single moment. And that grounding correlated with what we are projecting is the basis of the law of attraction. Where we are grounded and what we are attracting is completely correlated. We're always grounded in something. It's not a grounding process that we need to do on a consistent basis. It's an awareness of where we're grounded that we have to be aware of at all times. You're always rooted in something. You're always connected to something. And what you are connected to is the streamline of what's coming. What's coming through to you is coming through the streamline of where you're connected to, where you are rooted. So the true meaning of attraction is what you're giving attention to. So if DrSue would have remained in that place of being frustrated with God, she would also have been frustrated with me. She would have been frustrated with her son. She would have been frustrated with her drive. She would have been frustrated with her home. She would have been frustrated with her partner. She would have been frustrated with her food. Have you ever seen somebody who go out to eat and they ain't never fucking pleased?
Yeah.
Because they ain't pleased with themselves. Hence the streamline of what they're attracting. It starts to spill over into everything. Out of the abundance of your mouth, the mouth speaks. And as the mouth speaks, it spells out those words. And as those spells cover your life, it starts to write the script of what is calling in to your life. And we have to be very aware of those things. Because if we do continue to do that, we will continue to have that. It's so important.
And I think you're absolutely right. And I appreciate you saying what you said, because I think, I said the last friendship I had that ended, I think that the weight of my stuff was too great for the relationship, except I was so caught up in my own stuff that I could not see the effect that it was having on the other person. And when let me roll that back. When I was caught up in it, I was so into me. I still thought I was being a friend, but it wasn't until after the friendship ended, I went to therapy. Y'all, my therapist, praise the Lord. Mm-mm-mm. I'm just going to take a moment and pray for her wherever she is. Because I went to her, and the first thing out of my mouth was that one of the first things, I'm going through this thing. And what I don't want to do is hate anyone. I'm caught up in a lot of emotions. I just need a listening post, just someone to be there for me as I talk through it. So my therapist immediately wanted to go in and tell me how bad these people were and how hard that I didn't need that. I didn't want that. I wasn't I was at that point of at the beginning of understanding I had something to do with the demise of this relationship. I had a lot to do
Yes,
with it. Help me
yes,
to see what I did because I'm so caught up in it still that I can't see. But I'm grateful I had the presence of mind to know I don't want to have any hostilities toward anybody. I don't I don't want to have hostilities toward me or anyone else. I just want to get some clarity or some sense of what went quote unquote wrong. Now, I don't believe that things go wrong. I believe that everything happens exactly as it's supposed to. But in our humanness, we say, well, this went wrong, that went wrong. I just wanted to understand because in order to grow, you got to have an understanding of what you're growing through and coming out of so that you don't do the same thing again. Otherwise, you get caught in the cycle of being, and you just have this create the same result again and again and again. Maturity, spiritual maturity says you recognize that there is always at least three sides of the story. And
yeah,
I wanted to know, help me see the three sides so that I don't recreate the same energetic situation again. That I think is a part of maturing into a better friend. And I say better friend because I believe that if we continue to live and breathe and we continue to evolve, then we can be better tomorrow than we were today, than we were yesterday. So hopefully tomorrow I will have greater knowledge about how to be a friend to me so that I can be a better friend to you than I had yesterday.
yeah. That is very, 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 very important to know. Is who you are being to yourself, because who you're being to yourself is who people are being to you. And that was I actually had that lesson learned to me this week in a way, and that was I got frustrated um earlier this week about time. And I was just like, I just feel like, my time isn't as valued as I want it to be. But then I had to think about how much time I was spending on my phone. Had to think about how much time I was spending looking at TV. Because I've never been a TV person. I went 7 years without even having literally no TV in my home at all. But I had to think about how am I honoring my time?
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I had to I wanted to make sure I put that up there. I had to I had to acknowledge to myself that I can fix this. I can say that better. I can change the way I feel about this, about the way I honor my own time. And if I honor my own time in a better way, everyone will have no other choice but to honor my time, because it's the vibration that I'm putting out.
Mm-hmm.
And once I start to create that vibration for myself, no other vibration will be able to penetrate that. And I
Mm-hmm.
will set my point of attraction and create a pipeline for others to treat me the same way. And
Absolutely.
I love when you start to get into those spaces. I call it the sweet spot. You know, a lot of people would text me about certain things and they'll have this eureka moment, and I'll say the same thing. I'm like, you're in the sweet spot. You're in the sweet spot of creating your life. When you realize something about yourself, you can tell me all day, girl, you know what I found out about so-and-so? Oh, okay, cool, cool. You know what I found out about, my job? Oh, okay, cool, 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 cool. You know what I found about myself? I'm like, now let's jump on a Zoom. Let's jump on a Zoom. I want to know what you found out about yourself. Because baby, you in the sweet spot. And if you're in that spot, I want it on me too. I want it on me too. Because I know you gonna say something that's gonna give me something for me. Because I have created a pipeline, and I can point out the bullshit. You know what I mean? I don't have to dispel it. I don't have to tell you that you full of it. I don't have me pointing out the fact that you wrong ain't gonna make you more wrong. Why am I gonna waste my energy on that? If you tell me, girl, guess what? Last night I hooked up with Jay-Z. I'm like, oh girl, and I'm going about my business because I don't believe in no more further I can throw you. But me pointing that out and putting you on blast, what is that doing for me? Nothing. Nothing. If you got a friend that you know is doing you wrong, the only thing that's quote unquote wrong about that is if you entertain it and keep going there.
Yeah.
Be you. Be you where you are and solidify who you are and allow everyone else to be who they are. What does Maya Angelou, I can't even get it out. Maya Angelou. When people show you who they are, believe them. But you know, but that's the end of the sentence. She didn't say now convince them that they're wrong. No.
Because you've never convinced anybody of anything anyway. I don't care how many conversations you have with whoever you have them with. You can never convince another person of anything. Now, that person may choose to believe, that person may choose to agree with you, but you didn't make them. So stop trying to use your energy to force them into, in essence, into compliance. It's like, and when you think about it, what does it do for you? Does it make you feel stronger, more superior? It does not change the dynamics of the situation because the person will go away. And sometimes people will just say to you, oh, yeah, I agree with you. Oh, yeah, you got a point. And in their mind, they're thinking, you're crazy as hell.
You batshit crazy. You batshit crazy.
Like, I'm not even dealing
interesting.
Let me just say something so this person will just move on.
Right.
So every time people agree with you, it's not because they agree with you. But again, bringing it back to friendship, and when I'm talking friendship, I'm not just talking about platonic friends. Now I'm talking about your significant other, your spouse, your whomever. These should be your friends as well. Actually, should be friends first before anything else. But that's a should. So that's my opinion. I just want to point out, I know that's my opinion. But what I do also know just from studying human beings and human behavior is friendship provides a strong friendship provides a strong basis for every other relationship. But in order for those relationships to be strong, you got to honor the other person. But again, in order for you to honor the other person, you got to honor yourself first because everything is energy. And again, if you're mired in some funky kind of energy, then that's what you're putting out. And so that's what you're going to attract. Have you ever had a conversation with someone or an interaction and you were feeling good and then you were in contact with that person and all of a sudden you start feeling like crap? Like, well, what happened? I was doing fine until I was having a beautiful day. And then I had this conversation. It's because you connected energetically. You're standing in each other's energy field. So whatever that person consumed energetically or whatever they are dealing with energetically, there's like a big cloud all around them. And you're standing there having the conversation and they have engulfed you in their energy. So you're feeling the same thing that they're feeling. And then let them be talking to you as well. Oh, those are like energy arrows that are coming at you. Every word out of their mouth has energetic power. And so if it's positive words, then you're going to feel an uplift. And if it's not, if they're complaining about their job, their work, their son, their daughter, their brother, their mother, their house, whatever it is, don't have no money, all of those are low vibrational actions that are generating low vibrational energy. And in the final analysis, you walk away from the situation, or you walk away from the relationship. You may not know what happened, but energetically, that relationship was destroyed because of the energy that was there. Whether it was you putting out that energy or them putting out it, the energy was just too heavy for the foundation of the relationship to hold, to withstand that.
And you have to be energetically responsible. And the perfect example that I popped into my head as you were talking is just thinking about, again, that law of attraction and being grounded. It's like oil and water. You know, we often talk about oil and water in relation to things not mixing. But how about we talk about oil and water, about two things that do not miss, still harmoniously occupying the same space? If someone that you don't you can feel their energy, and you know that it's something that you don't want anything to do with, but if you are grounded in who you are, you can pinpoint that energy yet not absorb that energy. You
Mm-hmm.
can be oil in the same space as water and allow that to work for you, not against
Mm-hmm.
you. Don't complain about it. Be very grateful that you don't have to embody what they got going on. I'm sorry if y'all hear the feedback. I hear the feedback, but I do apologize. But you don't have to engage in the energetic fields that's not necessarily one that you feel like is one for you or that you want to engage with, but you do have to be responsible for your energy, because what you are producing will spill over into your attracting point, because the other people that are energetically responsible ain't gonna fool with you. They ain't gonna fool with you. And don't be mad. Don't hit it, because that ain't gonna help.
When
That's
I
just
was
gonna make
a
you put
child,
another arm's length against.
when I was a child, my mom used to say two things. One is I'd hear her say, "Oh, I'm just going to treat her with a long handle spoon."
Yep.
And I'd be going in my mind, I'm thinking, wow, how long is that handle going to have to be? That's going to be a long handle, because she would say, you know, I see her, I know who she is, I know what she is. I'm just going to treat her with a long handle spoon. And then the other thing she would say is, a dead limb will fall of its own weight.
Come on.
And so
Want it?
we always have to tell a person something, just give them some space. And they will either walk, if you maintain your high energy, they will either walk away from you, or something will happen to move them out of your life. So you don't always have to be the one to say, get out, go away. You don't have to say anything, because source is still in control.
Yes. And that is something to be very grateful for. Sometimes we go down a road so far that we feel like the only choice we have is to keep walking down that road until that road turns into a cliff, and then we get horrified. We get so scared to jump over the edge. But when you go over that edge and you hit to the bottom and you lick your wounds, you realize it was just the amount of recovery time you need to get your fucking life back. You hear
Reclaiming
me?
my time.
Come
Reclaiming
on.
my
We
time.
bringing it all back in, baby. We bringing it all back in tonight. You hear
Reclaiming my
me?
time.
It has blessed me this evening. I hope everybody listening, it has blessed them too, because it is time to take the reins of your life
Yeah.
and guide it in the direction that you want to go. And I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you from the depths of my soul that if you honor yourself in the way you feel, everything around you has to honor that too.
Yeah.
Everything around you has to honor that too. It's just the way the world works. It's just the way it works. But if you take your hand off the wheel, the reins, or whatever you call it, whatever is around you will control where you go. Because those reins at all times has somebody's hands on it. And if it ain't yours, you fill in the blank. If it ain't yours, so that is what it is. So we coming up on the top of the hour, man. This right here was smooth tonight. Nice and smooth. DrSue, send them out with some good words. Send them out with some good energy.
What I would say to each and every one of us is that love is the most powerful energy there is. Gratitude, second to love. Both of those are powers and or traits that we need to cultivate in ourselves. And when we can do that, then just being on that vibrational level will draw to us the people, the places, the things that we want to have. And now we talked a little bit about the law of attraction and manifestation. And I always feel when we talk about manifestation that some people don't quite understand it. And it has become so cliche-ish to say manifestation. But I want you to know what I just said is true. Love and gratitude. Those are high vibrational words, traits, abilities, and they will draw to you people who possess similar or like traits and characteristics. And so if you want a friend or a lover or a family member to show you love, show yourself love, because you can only give out what you've got in. And the work will always begin here, always. So you want a good friendship, want a great friendship, want the best friendship, be the best friend to yourself. And then you'll just want to share that joy with everybody else. God bless you.
God bless you indeed. Thank you all so much for joining us for another successful episode of the Late Night Happy Hour with Carrie Irene and DrSue. We're here every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Pacific. And me and DrSue, we've been saying this. We want to make sure you hear us. We're getting ready to be doing this Friday Night Happy Hour live exclusively in Sacred Space Society for Women. Men, we love you so much, and we are sending you all the good energies and all those things. But this is for us.
But we'll be doing something else for y'all. We'll be doing something else.
Yeah, and not to mention, there's so many things out there too but this is more of a calling. This isn't a choice. This is a calling that we are following and we are listening to, because obedience truly is more important than sacrifice. You know, we get on here on Friday nights and we lead with such passion. We do this because we're called to do this. And we do have a subscription, membership, whatever you want to call it, coming up soon. We'll be putting more information out about that. I put a post in Sacred Space Society today about that. Go and watch that live if you missed it. But please join us for this in the Sacred Space Society. Because, you know, be honest, I think the only guy that ever gets on here is Emilio Ramon and Raymel. Dion swings through every once in a while, my cousin. But we know who we've been called to for this season. Who knows what's going to happen later, you know, but for this season, this is what we're doing. And please be on the lookout for more information about the subscription program. It is going to be this times 10. It's going to be the same thing times 10. We're going to be talking about energetic principles. We're going to be talking about the universal laws. We're going to talk about the chakra alignment. We're going to be incorporating what you eat, yoga practices, hand mudras, all of the things. If you think of it, it's going to be into that subscription. And we are excited about it. Things are happening, and they're happening swiftly. And we want y'all to get on the tailspin with us, because it's going to be good. So we love you so much. And we love you. And guess what? Ain't nothing you can do about it. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye,
Have a
y'all.
great night. Good night. Good night.
You know, as I was thinking about what we are doing, it really is an opportunity for people to connect with their beingness. we are not conscious of the compartmentalization. We just say, this is who I am, right? Who you are is different depending on the environment that you find yourself in or the people that you find yourself connected with. So I hold myself out as an example. At 71 years old, it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey to self-acceptance. And I think it may be that way for many of us, that we look at the pieces of ourselves and decide, I can show that. No, I can't show that. Is there a danger? How deep is the danger if I show you all of me? Oh, I can show these people this part of me, and these people this part of me, and these people this part of me. And then the question is, how long before you get tired of just compartmentalizing your beingness